A powerful telepath of the Eternals, Druig is not your typical superhero as he would usually double-cross other Eternals to assert dominance over them. He has worked with Genghis Khan, the KGB, and Thanos to attain his selfish goals. Despite that, he is still on the side of humans and Eternals when faced with the Celestials. Welcome to Vita Comics, and today, let's try and see the compelling stories behind the conquests of Druig the Eternal. Druig is the son of Vulcan, Vulcan is the brother of Viraco, and Viraco is the father of Icarus. So, Druig and Icarus are cousins. As an Eternal, Druig is genetically superior by having many capabilities such as superhuman strength, stamina, levitating objects, and immortality. He can also release a deadly fireball. However, his remarkable power is telepathy. He uses his cosmic energy to manipulate and control many humans at the same time. He is known as the Lord of Flames and Nightmares. He is usually depicted to be power-hungry, ambitious, and frequently recruits or opposes other Eternals so he can become the next Prime Eternal. His father would sometimes think of him as a disappointment. Despite his recurring transgressions, Druig is still allowed to rejoin the Eternals. About 1,000 years ago, Druig together with Ajax, Vulcan, and Viraco met Thor when they were preparing the location of the arrival of the third host of the Celestials. During the arrangements, Druig creeped away and tried to seize power from a caged powerful deviant known as Dromedan. His attempt failed and released Dromedan in the process. During the fight, Viraco, father of Icarus, sacrificed his life in order to defeat Dromedan. With Viraco's death, Vulcan adopted Icarus, and this started the conflict between Druig and Icarus. Vulcan's treatment of Icarus like a son made Druig more hateful of his father and other Eternals. During the Mongolian battles of 1242 AD, Druig was marching with the Mongolian horde under the command of General Subutai, one of the followers of Genghis Khan, to invade Europe. Kingo Sunen, another Eternal, followed Druig and thought that Druig was controlling the minds of the Mongols. He confronted him at a campfire, but Druig revealed that he was not controlling the Mongols, nor has anything to do with the Mongol Empire. He simply wishes to study their motivations. Druig suggested to Kingo that if he wants to stop the Mongols, he should kill General Subutai. However, Kingo was unable to go through with it. Forward to the modern times, Druig was seen as an agent of the Russian KGB. When the fourth host of the Celestials arrived on Earth, Sigmar, another tech genius Eternal, told Druig about a powerful weapon that can kill a Celestial and discovered that the key to knowing its location is through Icarus. Because Druig does not like having the fate of Earth under the Celestials, Druig and Sigmar kidnapped Icarus and tortured him to find the weapon. He discovered that the weapon is in the Pyramid of the Winds. Druig found the weapon, but before he can use it against the Celestial, Icarus shot the weapon and Druig was caught in the blast and was quickly burned and pulverized. His remains were then recovered by the Celestials and placed into the everlasting containment at the Desecration Annex. His container was ruptured during a fight between God Stalker and Genius Vel. Later, the memories of the Eternals were wiped clean by Sprite, an Eternal who is so tired of being treated like a kid for thousands of years. The Eternals became humans and forgot about their past and powers. Here, Druig became Ivan Druig and was the Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Voroshika. Druig hired Cersei to organize a party at the Voroshikan embassy so Druig can kidnap American scientists, including Dr. Tina Elliott, a scientist working for Tony Stark, the Iron Man. Dr. Tina Elliott also doesn't know that she is an Eternal. However, Druig's co-conspirators betrayed him and tried to kill him. At gunpoint, Makari rediscovered his powers and used it against the gunmen. Then Iron Man arrived to save the other guests. Also, during this tension, Druig's powers reactivated and he started becoming able to read people's minds and control their actions. Druig then went back to Voroshika, mind-controlled the soldiers, and ordered his opponents to commit suicide and became the new ruler of the nation. When the Prime Eternal Zuras was reawakened, they discovered that Sprite used the powers of the Dreaming Celestial to erase the memories of the Eternals. This has caused the reawakening of the Dreaming Celestial as well, which is seen as a threat for humanity. Druig agreed to help the group in creating the Unimind to address the issue, but with the condition of leaving him alone in the control of Vorosheka. In the next volume of the Eternals, Druig discovered that he can control other Eternals if he reawakens them first. He did this so he can become the new Prime Eternal. Some of his recruits were Legba and the Forgotten One. When Icarus found out about this, he battled Druig, but Druig's recruits fought back. Icarus escaped and sought the help of the X-Men. During the battle between the X-Men and Druig's recruits, the main enemies of the Celestials, the Horde, arrived. Icarus and Druig stopped to form the Unimind. In the 2021 volume of the Eternals, Thanos was resurrected and started killing off many Eternals, including Zuras, leader at Olympia, and Vulcan, leader at Polaria. The regeneration machine of the Eternals were also sabotaged. Since Druig became the leader of Polaria after the death of Vulcan, Druig became the primary suspect on all of these mishaps. Later, the team learned that Phastos was the one who sabotaged the machine and the one who threatened Thanos, so he will kill the Eternals. Druig then helped Thanos by erasing in Phastos' mind the method of killing Thanos. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Eternals were created by the Celestials and were sent to Earth around 7,000 years ago to prepare Earth for the birth of another Celestial. Because of the many wars they have witnessed throughout the centuries, Druig has grown tired of not using his powers to stop the battles. Ajax has always stopped him from controlling men because wars lead to the advancement of technologies of mankind and their further evolution. He is depicted to be a pacifist and would always want to stop battles by entering the minds of warring parties. He withdrew from the Eternals for many years and maintained a compound where he controlled the local residents for 20 generations. He is also the love interest of Makari in the movie. Fun fact, according to IMDb, other actors such as Luke Evans, Rami Malek, Ian McShane, and Keanu Reeves were considered for the role of Druig before it went to Barry Keoghan.
Druig. He's mind control. He stands up for what he believes in and that there shouldn't be violence.
We don't interfere in their wars.
In conclusion, Druig is a single-minded but powerful telepath of the Eternals and would always devise ways to become the Prime Leader. Have you seen the Eternals movie? What do you think if Keanu Reeves played the role of Druig? Let us know what your opinions are and hit subscribe.